What's up, Queen? How you doing?
Hey, I'm killing it.
Okay, period. I see you killing it.
Yeah, one day you'll ask me and I won't be killing it and I'll tell you.
You say you're not killing it.
I'll tell you everything.
Well, we appreciate the honesty.
Hell yeah, it's good to be here.
Man, thank you so much. So please tell the audience your name, what it is you do, and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, I'm Chanel Ali. I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been doing comedy for like 12 years. I've been doing a little bit of acting and writing. I've been in a good amount of commercials and all types of stuff. But yeah, stand-up comedy is my bread and butter. And I just want to keep working towards being a full-fledged entertainer in every sense of the word.
I feel that being a woman in comedy, though, how important do you feel it is for you to be inclusive with other women?
It's really important that we make space for female artists because we live in a society that is often decided by men. And it's just like any other art form. Like, imagine you go to a museum and all the paintings are by men, It's going to be a lot of dog paintings,
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of uncles, a lot of trucks. And it's not to say that those dog paintings aren't good, but sometimes we need diversity of thought. We need to be included, especially in the art space.
Yeah.
So I always try to extend a hand to any lady comic that I meet, especially any person of color by far. I think sometimes I even say too much, and I'm probably not going to stop because there were times when nobody said nothing to me, and
Yeah.
I was the only woman or the only person of color trying to get on an open mic, just trying to get a couple of minutes. And it's hard when people feel comfortable giving opportunities to people that remind them of themselves,
Yeah.
And in comedy, there's a lot of Steves, there's a lot of Joes and Mikes, and it's like, well, of course you like this other guy's comedy. You guys have the same shirt on,
Right.
so it's like it's hard for you to be decisive and be fair. So it's important that we speak up, but also we're on the front line. Being a female artist, being a black artist, the fact that I have a microphone in my hand right now and I can speak freely and I don't have to worry about being censored and I can really talk my shit, that's a blessing and also a curse. But the fact that I have it, I have to use it. And so I'm always trying to create more spaces for other women, for other people of color, and to just amplify diversity of thought.
And I feel that, like, I can relate to that a lot because I also do stand up. And I feel like in the beginning of doing it, there's so many rules that you don't know are rules.
Yeah.
And nobody will teach you. Nobody will tell you. Like, what are some things that you learned from going to open mics?
Yeah.
Just from going to open mics that nobody taught you.
I mean, so many things. I remember my first few mics, I thought, like, well, if you get there early and you sign up first, probably go first. I mean, that's just how lines work. That's just how, when you sign up for something, that's just how a list goes. And so, yeah, I was really frustrated the first couple times that I went, especially being the only lady. They would put me up at 2 a.m. and I had signed up at 8 p.m. And to
Right.
be sitting there and you've done this hard internal work to work yourself up to trying to speak on this mic, and then them, push you back and make you feel like you don't deserve an opportunity, you don't deserve a chance yet, can be really disheartening. And I
Yeah.
had to really like check my ego, but also still vie for myself. And that's like a very, it's a balancing game that you have to play. So yeah, nobody really told me about that. I remember the first few mics I went to, I was like, okay, I've run out of jokes. I only had maybe 3 minutes. That what am I supposed to do? And I knew that I needed to keep going on stage. And I remember just asking another comedian, like, what do you do? And he was like, well, you try to, add to it. You try to expand on it. You try to write every day and like, start with your last funny thought. And it was like just those little moments of camaraderie really helped me. And that's why I always try to extend the same to somebody else,
Yeah.
because without those little moments, maybe I would have quit. Maybe I would have said, I just don't know the rules and nobody's telling me and I'm frustrated. And now I'm appearing as somebody that I'm not. They think I'm this angry person. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm literally trying to be silly.
Yeah.
This system is making me angry, but I'm trying. I literally just want to joke.
Yeah. And and I think that, like, going to open mics is so challenging because, number one, a lot of times when you go, it's not anybody there but comedians.
Of course, yeah.
How hard is it trying to use your open mic material on in actual clubs?
Well, I don't go to open mics anymore. And
Okay.
I really enjoy saying that
Yeah.
because I worked really hard at the open mic thing. But you get to a certain level in your career where you have a new idea and you just say it. You just have a show and you open with it or you put it in the middle. I like to call it sandwiching,
Yeah.
Oreo, whatever your flavor. But yeah, it's part of being an artist that your jokes are never done. So
Yeah.
they go from an incubation stage to a trial stage, sometimes back to an incubation stage, but it all should be adding or taking away to try to make them more perfect and more sound. So it's difficult to get to that level when you have to trust yourself. I have to trust
Yeah.
myself now, and the bookers have to trust me that if they hear me say something and it doesn't go well, that I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's in the incubation stage of all the other jokes that y'all love of mine. I'm working on this one. It's gonna sound rough. And I
Yeah.
have this joke about my grandmother. I didn't realize my grandmother was white until I was like 13.
Yeah.
And when I first started trying to tell that story, it would bomb all day. Nobody wanted to hear about my white grandma. Everybody was like, not interesting, boo, boo, boo. And then I had to work on it. I had to spend like years trying it again, reformatting it, trying to tell a different story, a different perspective. And now I would say it's one of my most popular jokes. People know me from it all the time. I love that white grandma bit. I love the white granny bit. They make up their own names for
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
the Dolly Parton bit. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're just bringing up, who are these people? But it's really, it's like this. I say the same thing. It's like if you were making a sculpture, right, and you're wetting down some clay and you put it together and then you take a step back, you're like, this is ugly. And so then you cut the arm off and then you're like, no, it needed the arm. You wet the arm, you put it back. We're finishing these little pieces of art.
Yes.
And it's a process. It's ugly sometimes.
Yeah. It is. Has any of your bits put you in a dark place while trying to mold it,
Yeah.
put it together?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There's been a few times where I just had like hard things happening in my life,
Mhm.
and I wanted to just take it to stage. I
Yeah.
wanted to try to communicate the silliness that I was feeling about it and how I was trying to heal from it.
Yeah.
And audiences were like, too raw, not ready.
Oh.
Don't tell us that story. We don't want to hear no more about that.
Yeah.
Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, actually, I think me saying it out loud is progress. That I'm not
Yeah.
just sitting at home acting like I'm not going through something. But I think it's the responsibility of an artist to like reflect the times. Life is hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We at war.
Yeah.
Life crazy right now. We're
It's
trying
crazy.
we're trying to get through it every day. So it's like it's natural as an artist that takes a toll on us. Um, but yeah, I've had nights where it's like I got off stage and I was like, dang, they really understood that hard thing I was trying to discuss, but they also were worried. And I need to get to a position where they hear the power that I have while I'm discussing these hard things, because I'm never just not getting through it. Maybe I might be going through it, but I am moving. There's forward motion,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So I ended up watching a couple of interviews of yours, and I seen you said that you used to go to open mics, and people would be intimidated when you would come
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you were so good.
Yeah.
And you said it was never in your intention to like be
Yeah.
intimidating, but however, you was grateful for that.
Hmm.
How do you feel like you being confident in the room has helped you get opportunities that you feel like wouldn't have never came had you had all of this doubt and fear?
I'm so happy that you asked me that. First of all, I want to say that I was not born a confident baby. Okay, I didn't come out the womb being like, but I don't care what nobody thinks, and I'm just here to tell my jokes, and I know I'm the best, and I was not. I didn't grow up like that. I don't even embody that energy most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started comedy, I recognized that I needed to become very mentally strong to survive in this world and to survive in entertainment. I was gonna have to be about my stuff,
Yeah.
and so I started training my mind to be strong and to be confident. And I
Yeah.
still do it to this day. So if I find my mind wandering off, like, well, that girl, she was acting a little weird towards me at the show, I say, but I don't care though.
Yeah.
Or that booker, he said he was gonna book me and he didn't call me back, and that's messed up, because why would he do? But you know what? I don't care though. And I learned to squash that energy, to make it smaller and smaller and smaller until my I don't can I cuss?
Say
Until
what the
my
fuck
I
you
don't
want to
give a
say.
fuck. My I don't give a fuck was so tiny I was able to eat it,
Yeah.
poop it out.
Yeah. For real.
And so once I made that smaller and smaller and smaller, when I was going into these rooms and people were intimidated by my bravado, it wasn't intentional. I wasn't trying to make them feel this energy. I was so honed in on myself and running my race that I didn't even see them.
Yes.
So afterwards, when they said, "Oh yeah, for years we would get so nervous when you came into the mic," I would try to replay those scenarios in my head, and I would remember walking into the mic, and maybe I saw people, but I didn't look at them.
Yes.
I didn't take in their energy. I was so in my own zone that I couldn't even care how I
Yeah.
was appearing. And when your I don't care is turned up, you really find who you really are.
Yeah.
Because we are constantly being judged by our families, by society, by the internet. When you really don't care, you can actually do some real good things.
Yeah.
Say some real stuff.
I feel that because I feel like it is in one of those spaces you want to be confident. It shows when you perform, and
Right.
it has a better response for the audience when
Yeah.
you're confident on stage. But it does bring a lot of people that bring hate. Have you ever had anyone like try to ban you or like do some malicious things to you on comedy just because of
Mm.
your talent?
Yeah, but honestly, it was like mistaken identity. There's not that many black women in comedy, so unfortunately, if something goes wrong, they're quick to say that was Chanel, and maybe it wasn't Chanel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it was this other girl that kind of looks like me. And that's unfortunate because she was having a bad night, and now we all got to say. But yeah, I don't know. I never been banned from a place, but I've definitely had like misunderstandings. I've had bookers or producers look at a scenario and assume the worst.
Mhm.
Like something simple. And I think a lot of black comics especially can attest to this. It's like you'll go to a club and they'll say, "Oh, you get 2 drinks and your little $40 or whatever."
Right.
And then sometimes they'll be like, "Why did you have 2 drinks?" And it's like, "Oh, well, so and so told me." I said, "No, comics only get 1 drink," and now they make it seem like you're trying to steal tequila.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like that energy I think affects comics of color all the time when we're trying to exist in these spaces and nobody fully tells us the rundown, but also
Yes.
can't wait to ostracize us if we step out of line. But I've cussed other comics out. I tried to fight a comic once. He asked me for a guest spot, and then he didn't show, and that made me really upset
Oh yeah.
because other people had asked for that guest spot, and I had been telling them no because I said he could have it. So then I saw him later at the bar, and I was like, "Yo, you need to come outside and talk to me right quick. You need to step outside."
I mean, because it's serious.
Because I don't know where you come from where you act like that, but we don't act like that where I'm from, and you just don't care.
Yeah.
So just come outside.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't come outside.
Now, if he would have came outside, would you have fought him?
I would have hurt that man. The rage, because I was so mad right during the show when I'm realizing he's not here, and now I can't give out a guest spot because no other comics are here.
Yeah.
And then I finish the show and I see him at the bar. He's cheersing at the bar.
I know you
I
fucking
was
lying.
red. I was
So he was
red.
at the
He was
bar
at the
and
place
didn't
at
perform.
the bar. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I ought to beat his
chilling,
ass. Yeah.
partying, literally cheersing as I came outside. As soon as I heard alarms, red. I was going to drag him out, and I still to this day I really don't fuck with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
And I remind him anytime he tries to hit me up, I'm like, "Yo, remember you asked me for that guest spot back in 2018 and you didn't show."
Yeah, but you showed, but you didn't perform.
No, but he didn't even show because he was trying to say like, "Well, I was drunk last night. I couldn't remember if you said I had one or not, so I just came whenever." And I was like, yeah,
Uh,
"Get out of here."
yeah, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but I always say like, don't take relationships with bookers or agents or managers, any of these industry people. Like, don't take them too personal. These Something is wrong with them that they want to manage really talented people. Like if we lined up every comedy club owner, we put them all in a line.
Hmm.
A lot of them look alike, and that's telling.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you understand that and you understand what you're trying to play in, you can't really take it personal. They got their own things going on. You're trying to maneuver within their system. Like, lean in, vie for yourself, but I really don't care what none of them think.
I feel you. Do you think about running the club?
Mm, Maybe not a club. Sometimes I think about like starting an agency.
Okay.
I be feeling like I teach comedy. I give lessons, and I know how to help people. Manage their business. So I
Hmm.
be thinking about that because I hate to see comics like getting taken advantage of, and I also hate when managers or agents are not inventive and they don't want to invest in artist growth. They'll see a person and think they're funny and then be like, all right, let's get you an audition for SNL. And it's like, maybe he is going to be funny at the audition for SNL. Maybe he will get it. But then what?
Yeah.
He hasn't had any development. Maybe he will do good on the Tonight Show, and then what?
Right.
He doesn't know how to. He has 7 minutes.
Right.
So I think like I wish sometimes they would educate themselves on how to nurture an artist from like a professional standpoint and invest in that. So I would be down to do that one day.
I think that would be dope because I also think that a lot of the times the people that are in these agencies they don't understand comedy.
Yeah.
They haven't done comedy, and I think if more people that have veteran years in comedy
Yeah.
took those spaces, it would be a better scene,
Yeah.
and it would be more understanding for the new comics because I can remember coming in, I didn't know what a blue comic was. They was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she blue." I thought that meant I was sad, a sad comic,
It's
you know.
both. It's
So
both. It counts as both.
you know, kinda, you know, it's kind of right.
Yeah.
But you don't
You
know
don't
these
know.
things, and
Yeah.
it's not until you find a comedian that's securing who they are
To
and
be
kind
able to
of.
say, yeah.
How important is it for you though to not only just go to other comedians and get them advice, but like you said, get them that extra little feedback on jokes or like, hey, if you did, do you do that at
Yeah, I
all?
do it all the time. I mean, not really feedback on jokes, but I might give them feedbacks on like stage presence, on their nerves. If I think they're struggling with stage fright or something like that, even their microphone skills. Sometimes I'll be like, "Who are you, a rapper? Why are you rapping? What are you doing?
That's me.
We can't be We can't be in the studio while we're trying to do the thing."
It's such a habit. I think it's because them the first people we seen with
Of course,
microphones,
of course. But in storytelling, our chest needs to be open, and we need to have like full access to our face. This is part of our storytelling. They need to see all of it. So if any of this,
Hmm.
we lose a little bit, and those
Right.
we deserve it. We deserve that little bit of attention
Yeah.
that helps us get more. But no, something I learned when I started to enter into like the upper echelon of entertainment rooms was that I didn't like a lot of people in those rooms.
Yeah.
I would be, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., some penthouse. Everybody's doing crazy stuff. And also, they talking about a movie that's about to come out. And they talking about who's getting these new round of specials and this new thing. And it's incredible to be in that space, but to also to look around and not like the moral code
Yeah.
is frustrating.
Yeah.
So I'm going to always try to, if I see somebody and I know they're stepping on their own feet, I'm going to always say, hey, I think you would be doing better if you did this. I think you should commit to this or focus on that. Because if I don't like try to also bring more people in the room itself is not going to change.
Yeah.
It's been established that way. It's going to continue. All we can do is flush in some good.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably my highest good that I'm chasing all the time is to try to bring people in the room with me.
No, I feel that. Now, being that you're trying to bring people in the room with you, I see that you're doing a one woman show.
Thank you so much.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
One woman show right now is doing kind of like a college tour. I'm about to do Bard College in like upstate New York.
Hmm.
Almost sold out already, which I'm really excited about. But I've taken it all over the world. I took it to Edinburgh and Scotland, um, London. I've just, all over the states. I've done it a few times. Um, and it's just like my life story,
Right.
honestly. I think a lot of comedians go through that where you start to look inward and understand why you're built up the way you are. And I had an interesting childhood. I got taken away from my mom when I was 2. I floated around, lived with a lot of different people, and then I became a comedian.
Yeah.
Despite all that, and then I booked a commercial with 23andMe. They tested my DNA. I found out about a brother I didn't know I had. So yeah, and it's just this crazy story that I'm not. I'm such a good writer, but I couldn't even write this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I couldn't even make it up. And my life has unfolded like that so many times in an unbelievable manner that I think it's powerful.
Right.
And all I can say is that my one woman show, people laugh, they cry, they laugh, they cry. They leave feeling seen, feeling like they understand more of their purpose in the world. And the central thing that I want everybody to really internalize is that if you came from a crazy background and your family life has been crazy, take pride in being the end of that. It is really something to be proud of to say, yeah, it was crazy, but it stops with me.
Right.
And now I'm the truth. And now we're going to be honest and we're going to be healed.
Yeah.
And all other generations, if we choose to have them, because you don't have to, they're going to be healed too. Because
Yes.
we're just not going to do that stuff anymore.
No.
And that's powerful.
Yeah, I think that's very powerful. and I can't wait to see it. So
Yeah.
how do you bring someone in the room with a storytelling set and it's just you?
It really comes down to good storytelling and good acting,
Hmm.
good stage presence,
Hmm.
and luckily for me, I'm hilarious,
Right.
which really helps because I have a lot of material about my life already,
Hmm.
so that's intertwined in between some things that are a little more difficult to tell,
Hmm.
and it's really, I mean, I've seen a lot of one person shows. I think it that inspired me to do it. But my
Whitney?
show,
I
yeah,
mean Whoopi?
yeah, Whoopi for sure.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo.
Okay.
He has a show called Freak that influenced me so much. I mean, it was directed by Spike Lee in New York City. As a little girl, I remember thinking, "This is peak art." Like this is. It doesn't get any better than this. Just him and his microphone and these characters and the story that's real and true. Um, but yeah, it's been a real labor of love. But it's also so powerful to tell your story and remind
Yeah.
yourself that every day you get up and like try to make good despite that's really powerful.
Yeah. And doing storytelling as a comedian, I feel like not everybody can do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot more people that don't want to look internal.
Yeah, or
And
talk about themselves in any real way.
yes, they want to tell
Yeah.
these made up stories. So
Yeah.
how how did you get into doing the storytelling
Mhm.
of your story? Did you start off doing comedy that way, or were you doing
Well,
one liners? Like how did you get into
mm.
let me start telling my story through comedy?
Well, I think I've always been a storyteller type comedian. Like
Hmm.
that's definitely my main medium.
Hmm.
But I went to Edinburgh, which is like a big. They have the Fringe Fest out there. That's like a very transformative comedy festival. Lots of different artists go out there and put on various types of shows.
Hmm.
And I saw so many shows, and I was like, man, these are amazing stories and a set and characters. And I remember thinking, I wish I had a story like that to tell.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I met my brother after I shot a commercial with 23andMe,
Yeah.
and it really just came down to me thinking about the power of that story,
Yeah.
like, wow, I met this brother and now he's so proud of me as a comedian, and he's in the Navy, and we're learning about each other. This is so beautiful, and wow, people will be really interested in this story.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. This is something that doesn't happen to everybody. We all have an interesting story to tell. So then I just experimented with it, and I think that's an important part of being an artist too. Yeah, I'm great at stand up, but I want to experiment with acting and writing and performing. So I just got a venue and was like, I don't even know what the show is. That's what I told them. I don't know what it is, but I just want to tell a story. And I sold, like, I don't know, 15 tickets. And the first night I did it, it was 28 minutes long. I cried in it. It was a mess, you know. But
But
people
it was
were
probably so
like,
refreshing.
yeah, but people were like, wow, this is really what we don't even know this is about to be, but we can tell because it's already so good. And then, I got a director. She signed on pretty as soon as she saw it. She's directed plenty of things. She was like, this is like the best show I've ever seen in my life. I was like,
Yeah.
thank you so much. But I had to, do that sculpture thing where you put some on and you take some off and you say it one way and you say it another way and just punch it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I seen that you got into stand up because another friend was doing some stand up. You was going to like support somebody else.
Yeah, he was playing the piano
Okay, the piano.
and I
Okay.
went to support him. I thought it was like an open mic. And when I got there, he called me. It was like, it's $20. And I was like, that's a lot of money for somebody to
That,
watch an open mic.
okay. Yeah.
What are you talking about? And so
$20.
I decided to pay it because I'm a good friend.
Yeah.
And then when I got in there, they had an empty slot, and it was like, poets and rappers, all types of people. And they were like, the next person is running late. They're parking. If somebody doesn't go, we're gonna just be sitting here waiting. And I was like, well, sign me up. Shit. I mean, I paid $20. Goddamn. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I already spent money. I might as well. But I think it was also like a convergence of everything I had already known about myself. I already knew I was a comedian. I knew that when I was 7. I just struggled to admit that. That sounded crazy. I
Yeah.
thought, you got to go to grad school. You got to be responsible.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I also thought, let's find out if we have something.
Hmm.
Let's just go up there. I have nothing. I have no written material. Let's just go up there and try it out. And if I have even a little bit of something, then maybe we'll try it for 6 months, a year. But if I have nothing, then at least I know. Because I was more so motivated by fear. What if I wake up and I'm 80 and I'm like, dang, I wish I told a joke. I had a good life, but I wish I had been sillier.
No, for real.
And I was like, well, I want to know. I don't want to wonder. I think I am this thing. Let's find out. And as soon as I got up there, I was like, I am this thing for sure. And then I tried to run and hide from it for at least another year after that.
Yeah.
Before I was like, no, you know that's the truth. What are you gonna do? Lie? What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? Become a congresswoman? You'll be great at it, but you'll be lying. That's a
Yeah.
lie. You can't lie forever, Chanel.
No, for real.
You know?
Eventually, it's gonna come out.
Yeah. And how happy are you gonna be living in a lie every day?
Yeah.
The money's gonna be good, but how happy are you gonna be?
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
then you started doing it. You start getting into it, and then
Yeah.
you got so into it that you moved from Philly and you went to New York City.
Yeah, I got on a mega bus with one suitcase. And as soon as I got there, the guy said, "This suitcase is too big. You can't take a suitcase that big." I said, "This everything. I have nothing. I'm moving.
Yeah.
This is everything." He was like, "Get on the bus." Thank goodness. And he put he put the bag on there. But yeah, I moved up there.
Thank him. Where he at?
Hopefully not working for Megabus no more.
I hope
Hopefully
not.
he's doing better. But yeah, I just knew that there was a ceiling in Philly, and I didn't want to stay there.
Yeah.
And I still love Philly. I go back all the time, but I wanted to go work on my craft. I wanted to go make sure my foundation was strong.
Yeah.
And I knew New York City stages would do that.
Yeah.
And I will say that Philly made me a hustler, but New York made me sharp.
Yeah.
You know, like Philly had, I was still out here grinding. I was figuring it out. But when I got to New York, I was like, we're like this now.
Yeah.
We're locked in. You
Yeah.
know, if I'm going to pay all this rent.
And yeah, because how much is the rent out there?
So much. It's incredible.
Are you still there?
Hmm.
So that's home now.
Yes, I've been there years. I've been there like
Yeah.
8 years now.
And what do you appreciate about the New York comedy scene versus Philly?
It's just like a steel sharpens steel thing. You know,
Mm.
people from all over the world come there when they have a little something,
Yeah.
and then they become the best version of themselves. And when you're performing with like 8 killers every night, you better kill.
Yeah.
And when that standard, you know, we don't realize in other cities when we're so comfortable in spaces that we're not always trying as hard. We're not always killing and going after the best joke. But
Yeah.
when everybody else is doing it, it forces you to step it up.
Yeah.
And also, the city is just a hard place to live. And when you're not comfortable, that's when artists find the most growth.
I agree with that. Now that you're on the rise, because you've had a lot of things happening, like you was on MTV,
Yeah.
you did Girl Code on
Mhm.
MTV, you did a lot of commercials, you've done a special,
Yeah.
you've done a lot in
Yeah.
comedy. And
Plenty.
you've been in comedy, what, 13 years, right?
Yeah, but I've only been full time for like 6.
Okay,
So it
6.
took some time.
Do you feel like once you made that commitment to do it full time, that's when you just started attracting better opportunities, or do you feel like the grind before then molded you for these opportunities?
I think it's rare or more rare than people think that like the full time opportunities just fall in your lap. I think for a few certain amount of people, if they have some passion project that pops off, that can happen. But for me, it was about like, I just lost a job. I had a job. I was working from home, and I got laid off. They gave me a little bit of severance, and I was already making like part time money doing comedy. And I was just like, if you keep working this job, you're never gonna make full time money.
Yeah.
So I do think that sometimes you have to step out on faith. I had to do it, and it felt crazy.
Yeah.
It felt crazy that day to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna look for another job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna now devote all the time that I've spent into this corporation into myself. But I think like we have to reframe our minds and think about it like that. Because if
Yeah.
you've ever had a job and you've worked 40 hours a week, you have helped somebody else and their idea in incredible ways. You've helped them grow and their business flourish. If you put that same energy into yourself every day,
Yeah.
you will have growth. And in the beginning, it's going to be small, but over time, like you will start to develop a small business awareness.
Yeah. Now, being that you've been on the rise and that things are starting to change in your life, has your friendship started to change? Have you changed? Like, how are you managing the rise?
Yeah, it's been difficult. I even would say I lost one of my like good best friends when I first started comedy because she was just like, "What are you doing?" She was just like, "That video you sent me is crazy." I don't know. I don't think you should post that. And it's like people are scared for us when we try to do something different. They project their fears onto us, and I think that's affected me and my family and my romantic relationships and also my friendships. But I also think it's helped me realize the people who really do love me and care about me and like know who I am, because those people have been the first people who were at my shows. I mean, they used to see me when I was playing a hotel in New Jersey, like, spending $40 a ticket, like just, and I was bombing, and they were
Yeah.
coming out because they
Yeah.
believed in me,
Them
and
your
they're
friends.
they're my family. But it's difficult when you become an artist and you become hyper aware of a lot of things in the world. Some people are mindlessly living their lives, and when you're not aligned like that, they're gonna think that you're like a threat or an enemy. And I don't know. I think it's a hard path, but I do think it's worth it
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people never even get close to touching their dreams or their dream life,
Hmm.
and I live it every day.
But how do you manage?
I listen to music,
Hmm.
I smoke weed, I laugh a lot. Um, History always has mostly proven me right. I think that helps a lot. Even when you think you're like, I feel like this person is being a way they shouldn't be, and then you see through history that you were right. That feels great, man.
Man, hell yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just like, I think I always say, especially to lady comics, when you start comedy, if somebody's not supporting you, ask yourself what you're trying to do. Because if you're just trying to make people laugh and somebody doesn't want to support that, they're just a hater. Like, how you hate joy?
How do you hate
How
joy?
you mad at me because I want to tell some jokes? Like, that's crazy. So, when you make it a smaller thing than that, you can recognize that, like, it's an honest mission.
Yeah. Think that going through the journey is not talked about a lot by
Yeah.
comedians. Everybody's talking about the rise and how everything just happened and they just blew up overnight. But they don't talk about like losing those friendships or
Hmm.
stuff happening in your personal life and then still having to get on stage.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you find the balance between managing your emotions
Hmm.
and even maybe sometimes taking it on stage and make it laughable,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, one thing life has taught me is that it doesn't matter how bad my life is, how crazy it is. I could literally be bleeding. I can still do my job. I can
Yeah,
still be very funny, and I'm probably even funnier when I'm stressed or depressed.
facts.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I don't relish in that,
Yeah,
but I do think it's also a release. As bad as I might have felt before I got on stage, when I get off stage, I'm gonna feel a little better,
yeah.
even if it's a small percentage.
Mm,
And it's also just like it's a love exchange. It feels good to make people laugh.
it does.
You watch them forget about their problems. It helps you kind of rationalize what you're dealing with. I think what we do, making people laugh, is we're healers. I think it's very important work. So I'm sure doctors be getting down on themselves. They be losing a patient, but you still gotta operate. Bars. I'm about to drop a mixtape.
So, are you doing any other arts? Are you doing music?
Not really. I was doing like funny raps for a while, and I won a couple contests
Uh huh.
doing that. I've been trying to get into like the art installation life. I really want to make art installations, like funny art installations that can travel by themselves.
Like,
I,
what is art installations?
just stuff set up that's funny,
Okay,
like pieces of art that have some type of, like it could be a statue or a painting
but it's
or
funny.
yeah,
Okay,
like that's obviously my medium, but not they don't have to be.
okay.
But yeah, I want to make art installations, and my one woman show. I really want to sell that as a TV show. I'm working on that right now.
Yeah,
I auditioned for a movie yesterday. Even while I was here, I auditioned.
good for you.
Yeah, so I got a lot of things going on. I'm just really blessed to be in the full time artist space every day.
Now, being that you saying you getting into acting, what's your favorite genre that you would like to be in? Would you like to do
Mm.
horror, comedy?
Yeah, I would really like to do a horror comedy. I wrote one that I'm really trying to pitch as well about a heckler that tries to kill me, and I just think it's time for us to fight back. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, I like any type of comedic acting. Obviously, comes to me natural, but I think I can do it all, and that's something that I had to study as well. Like when I started to get auditions in the beginning, I would get them all the time because I was like, I don't know, being funny. But then when I started to study acting and like get more serious roles, I was like, I don't know how to play this Charlotte. I don't even know her. How am I gonna embody? I don't even know what she's been through. They giving me two sentences to go with, so I had to study acting in that realm too. So anybody who's trying to make art, whether it's comedy or whatever, you got to study that medium. You have to study it. You have to become an art student of it.
Okay. Now I got a couple more questions.
Okay.
Top five. Top five
Top five
favorite comedians.
comedians.
Yes.
Okay. People are not gonna like this, but I love me some Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Wanda Sykes.
Love Wanda.
Crazy about Wanda Sykes. Affirmative Action hire to Steve Martin. He actually, this I'm about to say, he has a special that just came out on Hulu. His name is Matt Richards on
Okay.
Instagram. Matt was funny. He's in my top 5. I don't even think he knows that, but that's like the level of talented that I think he is. I think he's like, you know. And then I'll give Marina Franklin a nod as well because before I became a comedian, Marina Franklin was probably the only comedian, maybe a half a generation before mine, that I used to watch her specials and really enjoy myself,
Yeah.
and feel hope. I used to be like, wow, this black lady's really funny. She's pretty. She's out here doing it. Maybe I could do it.
Yeah.
And now I be doing her podcast all the time. We
That's
be
crazy.
texting.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm about to text her right now.
Did you imagine that?
No, and I told her that like one time I was hanging out with her. We had been hanging out for a while. I'm really cool,
Yeah, yeah.
So when I meet somebody, even if I feel it, I just always like play it chill. And so one day I was talking to her. I was like, you know how crazy this is that we're just sitting here having lunch. Like I used to watch you on HBO,
Wow.
and I used to think like, dang, she's like the best female comedian we have right now, and like I wonder if I'll ever get to meet her. And now I just hang out with you all the time. But I think it also like humanize. It's good to humanize people that we idolize a little
Yeah.
bit.
I feel like comedians, like I haven't met that many, but I've met a few. I
Hmm.
feel like comedians are more humanized than other style of celebrities.
Yeah, for sure. Because we know that we can't really hold in too much.
Yeah.
We are gonna say that thing that we thought and felt at some point.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with a lot of Hollywood people, it's a lot of acting.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Now another question. Now this is a message to yourself 5 years from now.
Mm.
5 years from now, different person, different lifestyle. What do you want to say to you?
I want to say I hope you kept your vitamin D up because you're getting old, and you need to make. I would say sardines for breakfast at least every day. I'm proud of you for trying to spread light, and for being silly so much. You've had so many times in your life when you could have like chose to not be silly and take a lighter path, and you almost always do, except that one time. You know what you did. Um, Proud of you for staying out of jail because I know you are. And 5 years, I really hope you didn't make a baby, but if you did, I hope you left it with a daddy because making single fathers was always your dream, and I hope you accomplished that, baby girl. And I'm proud of you, and I love you.
You are fucking funny, girl. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
Hell
Like you the
yeah,
bomb.
that was fun.